Today I'd like to introduce to you Emily Iiames. She's our next guinea pig. So Emily, tell us in like 60 seconds a little bit about yourself.
Ooh, okay. My name's Emily. I'm Iiames. I'm married from California. I came out to Asheville about 7 years ago to play tennis for UNC Asheville and got baptized my freshman year, first semester, and then got married 4 days after our graduation. That guy.
Yeah, not 4 days after her baptism. Though AJ was probably already thinking that. Yes. All right, so, freshman year, you're an athlete at UNCA. What was one of the main things that really impressed you or sort of won your heart over to Jesus as you started to learn about him?
Let's see, my freshman year, I was super into my reputation, wanting to look cool because I'm a cool freshman on campus, going out to parties a lot and drinking and, experimenting with guys. And I just felt really broken after a certain relationship. And my roommate, who was studying the Bible at the time, Christine, a lot of you will know her, but she was studying, and I just felt really welcomed by her, and she also forgave me for something that I really didn't feel like I deserved to be forgiven for. So that was the first time I got to see somebody imitating Christ and really trying to do that. And it really affected me because I had never expected her to forgive me for what we had gone through, and I just felt so welcomed and loved by her.
So really, a lot of the ways that you experienced the love of God in the beginning was through his love through someone else.
Yeah, exactly. And also just the entire campus ministry and how they were really going after imitating Christ, and especially the guys. I was very just blown away by how respectful they were of me. And I remember specifically going into the dorm room and just walking in, and all three of the guys got up so that I could sit down. I was like, what is this? I've never been so respected in my life.
So as you've been following Jesus now over the last several years, what do you feel like has been one of the more difficult aspects of you following Jesus as your Lord?
I would say probably just trying to navigate the relationship with my family. The first summer going home, I was like, Jesus, you guys have to learn about him. Which actually caused us to bump heads because I was kind of shoving it in their face. And then I heard this one lesson at a retreat that said, the woman was saying, Jesus' mother didn't really understand who Jesus was until he was on the cross. So it might take a while for your family to understand, and really just living by example instead of trying to force it on them through what you say.
So in that regard, if there was maybe someone listening or whatever that was in that situation, or is a kind of a younger version of you in a place where they're experiencing God's love maybe for the first time, or they're coming to realizations about who Jesus really is, i.e. when his mom did with him on the cross, what would be a piece of advice that you would give that person who's maybe considering making Jesus Lord, or who is struggling with following Jesus? What kind of piece of advice would you give?
I would probably just try to convince them that being a slave to their sin that they're going through, which I could probably end up relating to a lot of their sin, and just convincing them that being a slave to righteousness, as it talks about in Romans 6, is just a lot better.
Right.
But sometimes people just have to go through the hard stuff. to understand who they are without Jesus. So, just telling them to stick through it and showing them what the other side is like once they make Jesus Lord.
Yeah, so not running from the difficulty that oftentimes God can be using to bring us to that place of humility or recognition, to see ourselves and to see Him maybe a little bit differently. I really want to thank you for taking a few moments here with us and sharing a little bit about your life and your conversion. Let's give it up for Iiames.